What's up, guys? Welcome back. In this video, I want to start doing these where I'm just breaking down sales advice, things that I've learned or learn on a day-by-day basis. If you guys don't know me, my name is Nick. I've been in high-ticket sales, remotely selling info products for influencers for over 4 years now, and been managing a pretty large sales team now for over a year. And so every single day, I have takeaways, I have things that I've learned. I want to be able to talk about those things and make content out of it. So I'm just going to go daily videos, or probably daily, maybe might miss some days, but pretty often videos, just raw videos like this, talking about things I've learned from scaling this team, from being so involved on a day-by-day basis, from even just the marketing of it to the systems, the sales team, like the leadership of it, everything that goes into it. And so what I want to talk about today is like the biggest difference. There's two things that I see as the biggest difference between companies and teams that do 7 figures plus per month and companies and teams that get stuck at $100,000 a month and die out, and you have a sales team that makes a bunch of money and then makes no money. It's just like complete mess. And those two things are, one, systems, and two, leadership. And everything else I find trickles down from those two things. If you have solid systems and you have solid leadership, you will have a sustainable offer that you can sell for a long time, and that offer will continue to be able to scale for a long time. And if you're a sales rep on that offer, that means you can make a lot of money selling it as well. So we'll start off with the system side of things. What do I mean by systems? Basically, systems are everything that makes the process more efficient, from someone entering into your pipeline all the way through them being a client and even being upsold later on in the future. So systems basically allow for things to be efficient at scale, right? Like $100,000 a month is a small enough scale where if you're just bringing on 100,000, let's say you have a $5,000 offer, that's only 20 new clients per month that you're bringing on. So at 20 new clients per month, things can be a little bit disorganized, right? You can manually be sending onboarding emails to people. You can manually be tracking things like pretty easily with a simple tracker. Systems, when you're hiring someone new, your sales team at that size is probably only like 2 people, maybe 3 people. And so, when you're ramping someone new up, when you just hired someone, or when you're going to fire someone, or when you're deciding who you should keep and who you shouldn't keep, like all of these things are very simple. And so you don't really need a ton of systems. But as you grow, let's say you have 3 people on your team and you have no systems in place for ramping up sales reps. Well, you've only had to do it 3 times. And each time, maybe it takes 20 hours that you've committed to ramping this person up. Imagine if now you're doing that every week or every 2 weeks, hiring a new person, firing someone else, bringing someone in new. Like, that's the reality of it as you continue to grow a team. Your little tight knit of 2-3 guys that you personally ramped up. And this is just one situation. That tight knit becomes, now it needs to be at scale. You need to be able to fire people on a whim. You need to be able to hire people on a whim. You need them to both, there needs to be systems for both of those cases. And so that's like one situation where systems play a massive role, is hiring and firing at scale. Now you start to think about client success. You start to think about upsells. You start to think about onboarding and tracking, and how important data becomes, and how easy it is to overlook data that's not accurate when you get to scale, right? When you're closing 20 deals, if one person goes, a failed payment the next month, let's say you're collecting on payment plans, you're going to notice that one. But what about when you have 100 new deals, 150, 200, 500 new deals in a month? That's where systems become extremely important. So that's why systems are so important. Now, 2, leadership. Well, leadership's important, obviously, for the culture, obviously so that people feel bought in and things continue to push in the right direction. But even like systems are a trickle-down effect of culture. Everything is a trickle-down effect of culture, right? And that's something that a trickle-down effect of leadership. That's something I've personally realized as I've been managing for over a year now, is everything trickles down from leadership, including from the CEO or, the top boss level, the owner level. Like the way that the owner manages a manager on a team then trickles down to the way that the manager manages closers and setters on that team, right? Or however your structure is, if you just have one manager, multiple managers, whatever it is. So management is where everything stems from. Okay, it's like the root of all good or all evil, depending on if management is on top of everything they're doing. But a couple areas why management's important. One, culture. People need to be bought in. People need to see a vision and a path forward and the growth of the company. That's what keeps people working hard, committing, and like buying into a real culture. I try to have a great culture on our team because I recognize if someone's showing up every single day, regardless of what their personal goals are financially, if they don't feel like they're part of a bigger mission, they're not going to be bought in. And the truth is, they are part of a bigger mission. It is bigger than just them. Obviously, they're here to accomplish their own goals financially, personally, everything like that. But they truthfully are part of a bigger mission. And it's my job, managing and in leadership, to show them that bigger mission. So that's one. Two is, at scale, again, like you can have one closer who's not on top of his pipeline, right? You can have one closer who's missing out on a couple deals a month. No big deal, right? If you have a $5,000 offer, you have one sales guy who's missing out on a couple deals because he's not organized, he's not on top of pipeline, he's not on top of follow-up, all that. Fine, whatever. That's 2 deals, it's 10 grand a month. Sure, it's still money that you're missing out on. But how about when you have 15 guys all missing out on 2 deals a month, right? That starts to add up. And the truth is, it becomes more than just 2 deals a month. As you grow to scale, you have setters who are missing out on opportunities in terms of setting people. You have closers who are missing out on an opportunity in terms of closing people. And it's solely on the leadership to be able to decipher, where's this person's blind spots? How do I show it to them? And at a certain point, is it worth keeping this person or not? Because are they missing out on too much opportunity? It's one of the most expensive things in a company is lost opportunity for the company. Most people overlook it, right? Like, we've personally done math. There's been hires and people in the past who have cost the company I manage hundreds of thousands of dollars. Actually, hundreds of thousands of dollars in missed opportunity from one rep. It's the most expensive thing. Like, you've probably heard this before, but a bad rep or keeping the wrong person, whatever it is, that can be the most expensive thing for a company. So it's super, super important that you have leadership who's able to help those people and improve and decipher who has the ability to be able to improve versus who's just a lost cause who needs to go. So those are a couple of things that are just on my mind when it comes to managing a sales team and comes to running a sales team and what's important at scale of it. I don't really know what I'll title this video, but something along those lines. Super important stuff. If you guys want more random talks like this, I don't know, you'll probably learn something if you're in sales. Then subscribe. And if you want to work with me down below, check me out. Otherwise, I'll talk to you guys in the next one.